Well. First time I'm doing something like this in a very long while, especially with the face cam. Remember how in the last video I said I didn't really like doing the setup because I'm worried about how I look? Yeah, I don't know, give or take. Some days I feel good, some days I'm like, no, not today. I guess maybe today's one of those meh. Every time I start the camera, I always keep forgetting what to talk about, or like when I'm recording something, I'm like, oh crap, now what? I don't know. How you guys been? I'm chilling, kind of, got nothing crazy in the works, honestly. It's just like regular stuff. Sorry, I'm like trying to switch my mic to the other hand now. As you can tell, I'm drinking very nervously. What is it that I wanted to really discuss? There's something like not as important, but just, something to talk about. I don't know. Have you guys ever had those conversations where people just kind of look down or look up, but never really look straight at you? Yeah, I'm one of those people. I don't know what it is. I just can't really maintain eye contact with certain people. And it doesn't even have to deal with the fact I like them or not. It's just like, I don't know, I just have pretty bad eye contact, I guess, in a sense. Furthermore, let's move on to, I guess, a new project that I want to really work on. Lately, I've been kind of treating most of my accounts, mainly YouTube and Instagram, as like my, hey, give me money platforms type of shit. And then kind of want to stop that because, I don't know, it feels a little scummy that I've been just using those platforms just for my follower base and actually make a difference. And, yeah, I think it just comes down to the fact that I'm lazy when it comes to video making, not lazy to other things and other pretty video productions, like with my last film, it was just, I wasn't lazy with that. It was just like more or less, I had a project and that was a fun project to work on. And I was kind of like a dream project to finish. And now that's finished, it's kind of like, now what? I don't know if I told you in the last video where I was like, man, I really want to make a serious film, make a really showcase Navajo acting and its capabilities. And that was a cult for me. And now that we did it, I'm like, oh, okay, now what? And that's kind of where we're at right now, at least for me. I just don't know what to write when it comes to creating another story. I was thinking maybe I could do another serious story, a more really heartfelt story. But then, I don't know, it just didn't really sit right with me in terms of what I wanted to tell and just what I want to really do with storytelling. Just kind of holding back on that one for now. When the time, I feel like, how do I describe it? The best way I can describe it is it doesn't feel ready right now. I'll start working on it later, but it's definitely a story I definitely want to tell, just it's not ready right now. Next is comedy. You probably know me for a lot of my comedy sketches and everything. What happened to those, I kind of want to go back to that era in a sense and go back to having fun. And so that's why I just want to make videos again in that sense. I don't know if you saw my last video where I just kind of stood there in like black and white, sometimes color, that video. That was a pretty fun video. I think I just wanted to showcase the acting abilities of crying in front of a camera. See what that looks like. That one was fun. And then, yeah. Also, there's another video I need to post that has been long overdue, honestly. It's not really a video, it's just honestly a song that deserves its own video, honestly. Just like how the lo-fi Go My Son type of thing goes, this one deserves its own credit as well. Next, I guess aside from filmmaking, what is this other side of me that you kind of hear about but never really understand what's going on, which is the software development side of things. That side is very new. I mean, I really started working on this in 2022. I don't know if you know, I made an app called Adolne'e. If you don't know what Adolne'e is, Adolne'e means Navajo clans, or just clans in general in Navajo. And it's an app that aims to simplify the clan relationship process with one another. The only downside at the moment is it doesn't really have audio. I've been wanting to do audio for a long time. I don't know what the hiccup is. It's just timing, planning. It's just so hard to get that type of work done. That's the best way I can describe it. It's just hard to get it done. I want it done, but I don't know. Yeah, it's just my own doing. I guess my own fault that I'm not really working towards that at the moment, because I'm also working on other projects. I have 2 projects in the I don't know, in production. There we go. In terms of code work, this next one's really close, and I'm kind of really excited to launch this one very soon. It's going to be monumental. It's going to be really cool. And then the third project it's more like a fun app, but it's also very crucial in a way, and people are going to love it once it's launched. So hopefully that one comes out soon next year. No promises, maybe 2 years from now, realistically. But I don't know. It's just something. Those are what I've been doing. I mean, software development has always been like a dream of mine and wanting to do. It's just, I like looking back on it. Even if I were going to school in computer science or software engineering, and I always knew I wanted to come back to the reservation to help my people with the skills I have. I just come to find out that even if you had this sort of degree, getting anywhere, like career field, is like near impossible with that sort of degree. It just seems so impossible to like do work out here, especially on Navajo Nation. It just seems like no one wants. One, you're trying to explain technology to a lot of people, and they have an idea what technology is. They do, but they don't understand the working kinks of it. Obviously that's what the degree's for, but I guess in a sense it's more like, I don't know, you try to tell them, hey, we can probably build you something even better. It's like, no, we don't want that. It's just, we got Microsoft. It's like, yeah, but do you have access to your data and all that stuff? I don't know. But, you can't explain it to them. It's hard to explain that sort of thing. It's like, why do we need access to that? Well, let's say certain something happens and that's going to happen. Not saying that's going to happen, but let's say that happens. And sure enough, guess what happens? That certain thing happens. And they're like, oh, man, and they talk about their trauma and their ideas. And they're like, man, we should have done that. It's like, you're trying to you have to hold your breath a lot and try not to say, I told you so. I told you so. There's so many times I wanted to do that. It's just, oh my gosh, it just frustrates me with how the lack of computer information, I don't know, education is out there, especially on the reservation. We're kind of like, I guess, with the Western world, we're always accustomed to things always being always online. And so I always thought, well, why did that 2000s era of locally owned data go away? Why did it vanish? Why do we all migrate to this cloud-based system, and where we're not even ready for that sort of system, especially here on the reservation, when internet isn't always reliable in a sense? I mean, heck, I barely got reliable internet, I'd say 4 years ago now. Before then, it was always like, reload the video, certain such. Like, if I could probably not do YouTube before then, I'll be honest. That was like near impossible back then. And that was just something to always think about. But, and it's just trying to revive that idea and, I guess, innovation when it comes to technology. Everything's always moving towards subscriptions and everything. Oh, and unfortunately, it does seem like I have to kind of go that route. But then it's like, how do these companies sustain themselves, Is it because they always came out with new content every other day? Seems like it. But like subscriptions just seems like it's such a cheap and easy way. And I'm trying to avoid that as much as I can. I'm honestly trying to avoid it as much as I can. But it just seems like it's going nowhere. And at some point, I'm going to have to initiate that sort of process just for the sake of continuing my work. Because I've had a lot of people tell me, you know what? I love what you're doing, buddy. You're going places, You know what you should do? You should ask the tribe for money. And I'm like, hey, buddy, guess what? I've done that. I've done that so many times. I've asked the tribe for money. Heck, I've asked the president of the Navajo Nation, hey, buddy, I've been doing this. Can you hook me up? Maybe try to figure out some sort of project? And he's like, you know what? I will. It's just, he's a busy man, I guess. I don't know. He just never really gets around to it. And I don't know. It's just my project isn't just not worthy enough. I guess there's more initiatives to go around. I don't know. I always get in this weird psychological. I don't even know if that word was correct, actually. That was probably dumb of me to say that. I'm always in this weird area where I can't, I can't tell myself my project seems worthy or seems necessary. Because sometimes, I don't know, I'm always comparing myself, and obviously you shouldn't probably be doing this, especially with the line of work you're trying to do. Like, I'm always comparing myself, all right, do people really need a software to teach them Navajo, or do they need water? I'm always like going to extremes in that sort of comparison. And I always make that comparison. I would just tell myself, well, they need more water than they need software to help them teach the Navajo language or culture, So then I guess give it to the person with water, And I don't know. I can't fault them for that. But I don't know why I make that such jarring comparison all the time. And I'm serious. I have been talking to a lot of people. People say, you know what? You should go contact them. Hey, guess what? I went through that program and I've been talking with them and I'm in a network with them. Oh, okay. How about try this other program? Guess what, buddy? That's the same as the other program. I don't want to do that program. It's not a lot of work. It's like a lot of these things I already went through, and I'm like, I've been through this so many times. Can someone just help me out? Figure out what I'm doing wrong? How can I make this project, these works I'm doing sustainable? And that's what makes it so hard to not go for that subscription base. Because to me, in a sense, I know there will be people who would subscribe to my project, or not my project, my product. And I'm like, I really don't want to do that. I want people to kind of own it, And then we fund more money elsewhere. But it just seems so impossible. It just seems like, when you try to tell your work and you try to understand your work, it's like, oh, guess what? Hey, what about Rosetta Stone? They've been doing that. Why don't you just go ask them and do that? Guess what, buddy? Do you know how hard it is to get in contact with those higher ups, those people? You can shoot an email and they'll just go to waste. I probably won't hear anything realistically. Realistically, I probably wouldn't hear anything until maybe 2 to 3 years from them. Okay? And it's just not going to happen. And what could I have been doing with those 2 to 3 years? I could have been building my own project, looking for funding sources. In fact, I could have probably gotten farther ahead than wherever Rosetta Stone is going. You have to think about it like that. I've always tried to reach out, and I've been trying to do networking and all this stuff. But just people just don't get it. Just don't get it. That's just the way it is. It's just, I don't know. Oh, don't get me started on the language people too. Sometimes, or just Navajos in general, working in this field, trying to, decipher what's correct in the right eyes of the Navajo Nation as a whole. You heard the surface level problem of like, oh, to say coffee, I say hue, or if you say coffee over here, we say go hue. I was like, okay, that's not that bad, but man, it gets deeper than that. Some people get real upset at you when you say yat They're like, no, you didn't say it right. I'm like, okay. And then they go hear another person say yate, and it's, oh, congrats. And then guess what? They're Bilagana, or sorry, not to hate on you Bilaganos, but you're a non-Navajo, okay? Oh my God, congrats, oh my God, you're learning so great. But then when it comes to us, it's like, yate. It's like, no, you said it right. You didn't say, you didn't say it right at all. Your accent's off. You're not a fluent speaker. Go back to wherever you came from. It's like, what the hell are you guys on? It's just like, okay, to shut you guys all up, I'm going to try to say it in my most res accent, in a sense. Like, that's the whole point of Dene. And that's where the res accent comes from. Because, oh, yeah, huh. That's kind of the tonal language. So, actually, I probably can't even say it correctly still. Anyways, ya'at 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 something probably like that. And people will be like, oh, congrats. You finally say it. And it's just frustrating, Like on that clan video, honestly, I didn't even know what I was doing. And guess what? For pointer notes, people are going to tell you, oh, you know what? You should go contact an elder. Heck, buddy. You could talk to 20 different elders and they'll have all 20 different answers and what they think and believe about the whole clan system. That's just the reality, bro. I'm just telling you the truth. There's no correct right way to say it. And guess what, buddy? Some people don't even know about the clan system. The clan group system, at least. Did you know that? Did you know that? Guess what? That probably didn't even exist. It just came up new and it just spread like wildflower, you know? Why did I say wildflower? Wildfire, you know? It's just, that's it. Like, what's the whole point? Why am I doing this work? What's the point of doing this? Should I just no, of course not. I couldn't give up. I could not give up. This is my livelihood in a way, in a sense. I don't know. I love what I do. I love the struggles. Like, my end goal isn't even to get rich from this stuff. It's just to keep doing what I'm doing and keep loving what I'm doing, which is creating software, you know, sovereignty and all that stuff within locally here on the Navajo Nation, or, you know, other tribes' softwares too. That'd be awesome to work with them in terms of helping them rebuild what they can and really bring back that data sovereignty mindset in a sense. It's just, you know, we need it. We really do need it. I want to quickly go back to the rant of the speakers, you know. You come to me and you speak to me in those tonal languages. I want you to speak. I challenge you to reach out to me, send me a voice clip, send me a video, make a video to tell me the proper way to say it. Don't just criticize me and tell me I'm not doing it wrong and go find a different teacher, you know? What? You're unhelpful. You're negative for no reason. Be'dallah, naughty, no way. What good are you doing? Yeah, man, it makes me frustrated. It really does. When people are like you, telling other people, oh, no way, no way. You could, if I didn't have thick skin, and I didn't grow up on the reservation, I mean, ooh, exposed. I'm just kidding. No, I grew up on the reservation my entire life. But if I didn't have thick skin, being a farmer, you know, talking to other Diné linguistics, I would have been chased out, you know. I would have been not welcomed to further this project and initiative. But that's the thing, you have to challenge them. You have to tell them, hey, I'm not standing up for that. You can't either. You all deserve some sort of unified system to learn. And that's what I aim to do. This went into a weird preach thing. Sorry. Anyways, Hagoshi. Net, well, I don't know, video update. We'll figure that out. Hagoshi, Net do auth. Although, Hagonet.